Ukraine is marking 20 years of independence, but national celebrations have been overshadowed by deepening political divisions. The country's former Prime Minister, Yulia Tymoshenko, is on trial and faces 10 years in prison.
Many Western nations have expressed concerns, and the opposition says the case is nothing but a vendetta by the government. The ABC's Norman Hermont reports from Kiev.
Ukraine was by far the most populous of the republics to break away from the Soviet Union, and the government is pulling out all the stops to commemorate 20 years of independence. But for thousands of supporters of the opposition, this is no day to celebrate. After 2 decades of independence and an orange democratic revolution that largely petered out, they fear this country is sliding back towards authoritarianism. And they say there's no better example than the fate of Yulia Tymoshenko, the former prime minister and heroine of the Orange Revolution. For nearly 2 months, Yulia Tymoshenko has been on trial, facing charges of abuse of power during her time as prime minister. And many of her supporters have rallied to her cause, setting up a mini tent city here in the center of Kiev, near where the trial is taking place. The case has raised concerns in the West and enraged her supporters. Prosecutors say that a deal she signed with Russia to carry natural gas through Ukrainian pipelines wound up costing the country nearly $200 million. But her supporters say this is nothing but a political vendetta by Ukraine's current president, Viktor Yanukovych.
They will fight until the victorious end, she says, until Yulia is released.
For most of the past 3 weeks, Ms. Tymoshenko's actually been behind bars after being found in contempt of court by the presiding judge. That's only complicated matters for the government, which in the past year has continued to push for closer ties with the European Union. The Foreign Ministry admits this trial isn't helping the country's reputation.
We don't want to turn this process, or to turn this process into a barrier for our European integration. And from this point of view, I would say no one in this ministry is happy about it.
Despite the thousands here, the government was determined to show the opposition that on Ukraine's National Day, this march would go no further. For now, Ukraine's government is holding its ground, but its position is only going to get tougher. A guilty verdict will bring more condemnation from the West. Not guilty will be a political loss at home. For Ukraine's president, there is no easy way out.